Hello everyone! Today we're going to find out if it's possible to beat Pokemon Shield with a team of only one Skwovet. Skwovet is a decent pre-evolution Pokemon. He has high HP and a decent attack and defense stat. Even though his stats are decent for a pre-evolution, they suck for the late game. The moves that he learns by level up are mainly normal type, with a few useful exceptions like Rest and Bite. The different types he can learn by TM and TRs are pretty good, so we'll be on the lookout for some of them. My prediction is that I do think we can beat this game, but we'll probably be around level 100. But having said all of this, let's get over the rules. I can only use Skwovet in battle, with the exception of the few forced double battles, but more on that later in the video. I can't use any glitches or exploits, and I can't use any items in battle with exception of health items, Pokeballs, and items outside of battle. Well, I think that was enough information for you guys, so let's get started. We begin by picking Scorbunny as our starter, and he gives us a cute fist bump. Little does he know that he's going to be bugged forever. After defeating Hop with him and battling an unfair fight with the legendary wolf, we get Pokeballs, so we can start the challenge. We immediately catch a Skwovet and name him Skirt. Why? Just because I like the name. He's only level 2 though, so we grind him up to level 6 and head straight up to Route 2 with a newly learned move Bite. After defeating all the trainers in the area with ease, we try our luck against Hop. We should have grinded Skirt up a little though, because we get growled down by his Wooloo and finished off by his Grookey, which gives us an indicator how hard this challenge is going to be. After the fight, Leon gives us the endorsement letter anyways, so we take it with pleasure and head straight up to Motorstoke City. We did make a quick stop for a new outfit and a better haircut because we looked hideous. We proceed to register ourselves into the gym challenge and pick the number 1 because this is our first video. We then follow Hop to our sleeping place for the night and battle some loud weirdos from Team Yell. The two battles after each other are just too hard for our body Skirt, so we get beaten. We have to grind up. We do this at the fishing spots in Motorstoke, mainly against Magikarps, because they are just an easy target. We try the battle again at level 11, and this time they are hardly a challenge, and we beat them easily. I just don't think our next rival fight is gonna be just as easy though. And I was right. We encounter the same problem we had before. Skirt is a physical attacker, so we get completely denied by the move Growl. We did get to his Rookity though, but that's only because he spammed Growl instead of attacking me. After getting defeated, we heal up and just keep trying. On the 5th attempt, we get an insanely lucky battle. We beat his Wooloo without our attack getting lowered. Next up is his Grookey. He starts off with Branch Poke and we use Tail Whip to lower his defense. He then uses a mix of growls and taunts and he uses a potion, while we whittle him down with some low damage tackles. Instead of just killing me, he keeps doing growl, so our attack is almost non-existent. We do manage to take him down with a critical tackle. We get to level 15 where we learn the move Stockpile, which I think will come in handy this run. Now he only has Rookity left. He starts off with Peck, leaving me on 7 HP. I decide to use one Tail Whip so I can do just a bit more damage. Hop then throws the battle by just spamming Leer and we take victory with 4 repeated tackles. After finally beating Hop, we continue on to Route 3. With just a few quick battles and a few stops at the Pokemon Center, we arrive at the Galar Mine. We do a few battles in here, and further in the mine we walk into a fashionable boy. I don't know his name though, but I do think we can beat him. I'm sorry for making that pun though, but I got punished hard for saying it, because Beat won the battle easily. Skirt's Bite does do a lot of work, but it's just not enough. With being stubborn as heck, we just keep on trying. On our 7th attempt, we try a different strategy. Because Skirt has the ability Cheek Pouch, we give him an Oran Berry. What Cheek Pouch does is that it gives a bit of extra health on consuming a berry. With that in mind, let's see how it went. First up is a Solosis, and we one-shot it with Bite. Next up is a Skatida. She tickles Skirt twice, which drops our attack and defenses pretty hard. Even with our lower stats, we finish her up with just 3 bites. His last Pokemon is Hatterene. She starts with a hard hit and confusion, but we heal a huge amount with the Oran Berry and our ability. We then claim our victory with just 3 more bites. After finally beating him, we ran through Route 4 where we hit level 20, giving us one of our most valuable attack, Body Slam. Body Slam is a powerful normal type attack with the base power of 85. This combined with the same type attack bonus will give us a lot of firepower. With this new power, we try our luck in the first gym. We enter the gym in style, and we follow it up with destroying all the trainers in the gym with a newly acquired move. After that, we head up onto the main stage for the fight against Milo. First up is his Gossifleur. We start the fight using stockpile 3 times, so our defense and special defense is way higher for the whole fight. We follow that up with 2 body slams onto the port thing and continue the battle against Eldegods. We still have our Dynamax power, so we use that to make a ginormous skirt. We get hit by a max overgrowth, leaving the battlefield with a grassy terrain. We use a max strike in return for some decent damage and a speed drop. We then both heal a bit from the terrain and we hit him with 2 more max strikes, leaving him with only a sliver of HP left. We finish him off with 1 last body slam, claiming our first badge of this run. We head straight to Route 5 afterwards and we encounter a doctor, which bike is about to be stolen by those loud weirdos again. We step in and beat them easily. We then steal his bike ourselves and ride away so he won't be able to stop us. Next up is another battle against Hawk. Skirt is level 23 now and pretty strong with Body Slam. We start up with doing 3 stockpiles again while Wooloo sets himself up as well. He then lowers our attack once, but even though his use of the super potion, we end him with just a few body slams. He then sends out Skwovet and we begin with 1 tail whip to deny the growl from Wooloo. He uses Leer, following it up with a critical peck. We then hit him back with a critical body slam, leaving only his Thwacky to beat. He uses Round and we land another insanely lucky crit to leave him on low HP. He uses double hit, leaving me on even lower HP, while we finish him off with 1 last body slam. We now arrive in Hulbury and we try our luck against the gym here. We beat all the gym trainers without a problem, but I can't say the same about Nessa. We did learn the move Rest at level 25 though, but it's just not enough to pull us through this battle. So we have to grind up a bit. We do this in the max raid dance, because we get EXP candies as rewards for beating the Dynamax Pokemon. This will be the method that I will use for the rest of the run when I need to level up Skirt. We try the battle again on level 27. As usual, we start with using stockpile 3 times and we then heal up with Rest. Goldeen keeps spamming Water Pulse while we try to wake up. When we do though, we hit her with a good body slam, leaving her paralyzed, which makes us faster. We then finish her up with a critical bite, and next up is his Arrokuda, which we one-shot with a powerful body slam. At last her strong Dreadnought comes in the battle, and he leads off with a max Geyser setting up the rain, and we follow up a max strike which lowers his speed. We then use max guard to block his rain boosted max Geyser, and we then both use max strike. He then hits me with a high damage Razor Shell, which drops me to 8 HP and drops my defense. We hit him with a body slam, leaving an insanely important paralyze. The next turn we lock out and he's fully paralyzed, so we can rest up. While we sleep, he's paralyzed for the 2 turns that we're sleeping. When we wake up, we use 1 more body slam and finish him off with 2 bites, giving us our second badge. After the lovely dinner we had with Charmer Rose, we continue right to the Galar Mine number 2, where we encounter Beat. Anyways, we lost. Bite did got us far though, but we just aren't strong enough yet. We keep trying though, and on level 30 we succeed. We are just too strong now, because we can just simply one-shot his whole team with body slam because of the Silk Scarf and the same type attack bonus. We then get too confident and try to power through the mine. Well, it doesn't work, and we get carried by Hop against Team Yell. Next up is the rival fight against Marnie. At first we get beaten, but on level 33 we are just strong enough to power through our team with body slam, and we continue to our 3rd gym. After defeating all the wild Pokemon in the gym and winning the challenge, it's time to face Kabu. I really think that it's going to be tough because of the burns that we can get, which drops my attack. On our first attempt we can't even beat his Ninetales. We kept trying though, but after a while we just figured that it wasn't going to work. When Squirt learned counter, I swapped Stockpile for it, but I really need this move in its gym, so I relearned it and grinded up Squirt to level 40 and we try again. We start off again with our Stockpile stacks and we immediately get burned and fire spin, so our HP starts to tick away. We then use a body slam, leaving his Ninetales paralyzed. We then rest up to reset the burn, and after we wake up we Dynamax Skirt and use 2 Max Knuckles to take down his first Pokemon. Next up is his Arcanine with Intimidate, so that puts back my attack to +1. We then get burned and do 1 less low damage Max Knuckle, leaving our attack at +2. We then use another rest to reset our burn again, and we take him down when we wake up with a strong body slam. He then sends out his ace, Sunny Scorch, and starts off with using G-Max Inferno, which deals a lot of damage and leaves a fire spin on me. We use a high damage body slam in return, leaving him with very low HP. We take damage from the fire spin and then barely survive another G-Max Inferno. We then rest up one more time and finish him up with 1 last body slam, claiming our 3rd badge of this challenge. We then go through the wild area and arrive at Hammerlock. We have a quick chat up with Sonia and continue right onto Route 6, where we are stopped by those loud weirdos again. We beat them on our first try, and we then have a conversation with the weirdest looking character I've ever seen. After defeating all the trainers in the area, we arrive in Stownside. Squirt is level 42 now, and we try our luck against Hop. We have a really easy battle though, and one-shot almost all of his Pokemon with Body Slam. We then head straight to the gym and have some fun twirling around. Fun also means beating all of the gym trainers, so next up is the battle against Alistair. We don't begin with setting up this time, because your mask has Disable. We start with Bite and try to predict him using Disable on our Body Slam, but it didn't work and Stockpile gets disabled after 1 use of it. We then wait out the Disable and finish our 3 Stockpiles. After that we use the rest to heal ourselves up, and then bite your mask down when we wake up. Next up is his Mimikyu and we break his disguise with Bite. We then Dynamax and use Max Darkness 2 times to end Mimikyu. His 3rd Pokemon is Cursala, but we one-shot it with another Max Darkness. He then sends out his last and strongest Pokemon, Gengar. He immediately Gigantamaxes, as all gym leaders do, and he tries to shut me down with Max Darkness. He just doesn't do enough damage though, so we power through and after 3 bites he goes down, winning us our 4th gym badge. We then head straight up the stairs to see the most beautiful art on this planet, and where we have another battle against Beat. Wow, I just didn't make a bad joke this time. Interesting. So was this battle, because we got wrecked. We do take down his first 2 Pokemon, but we're just not strong enough to win the entire battle. We grind up and we try again on level 50, and this time we are strong enough. We easily take down his first 2 Pokemon with Body Slam, and then continue to beat the last 2 with a combination of Bite and Body Slam. After the battle, we ride through the Glimwood Tangle and then arrive in Balloonia. Once here, we don't waste any time and ride straight into the gym. We beat all the gym trainers pretty easily, because the boosts that we get from answering correct on the given questions are just too strong. Next up is the battle against Opal. We lost our first attempt because we made some mistakes on the questions and we didn't have the right moveset. We then used the TR for Crunch and relearned Belch, so we had a poison attack which will come in handy this fight. Well, let's see how it went. We start off with using Stockpile again and we answer correct, giving us a speed boost as well. We then finish off Weezing with 2 Body Slams, but not before getting another bonus for our defenses. Her next Pokemon is Mawile. She starts with Iron Defense, making my Body Slam really weak. We did manage to paralyze her, so that's great. After taking a rest for 2 turns, we finish her off with a critical Body Slam. She then sends out her Togekiss, but we 2-shot her with some powerful Body Slams. She's down to her last Pokemon, Alcremie. We both use our Dynamax power and it's time for my poison strategy, and we use Max Ooze. She returns with a G-Max finale, but it isn't enough, and we defeat her with 2 more Max Ooze, getting us our 5th gym badge. We then head straight back to Hammerlock and continue straight to Route 7, where we have another battle against Hop. This battle was pretty easy. We used the same strategy that we usually do, with stockpiles and rest. We do just the amount of damage that we need to, and we beat him, opening up the rest of Route 7 and Route 8. We rush through here and arrive in Chichester. We of course don't waste any time grinding here, and go on and challenge the 6th gym. After a long time of struggling to see, we arrive at the end of the gym and face the final hurdle, Manali. We start off against her Frostmoth, but I don't know what she eats for breakfast because she hits like a truck. We reset and try a second attempt with the exact same outcome. It's impossible to beat her on this level, so we need to grind up. We came back on level 59, but we still couldn't beat her. We did get to a Leprous though, so I think with a few more levels we could do it. I was right. We kept trying and finally on level 64 we managed to pull it off. First off is a Frostmoth again, and she sets up with Hail. We do a big damage body slam in return and then get hit by a huge bug boss. We heal up with our Citrus Berry and our ability and finish her off with another body slam. Next up is the Manitan, and we hit him with a body slam, leaving him paralyzed. He then switches form, which makes him faster than me again, but he paralyzes and we finish him off with another body slam. Her third Pokemon is Ice Cube, and he's the perfect candidate to set up on. We get all our stockpiles off while he tries to whittle me down with Icy Wind and Freeze Dry. Our speed is really low now, but we aren't fast anyways. After a battle that legit took 4 whole minutes, because of me wanting to be the highest hit points I could be, we finish him off with 2 Max Knuckles, boosting our attack 2 stages. She then sends out the Lapras, and we use our last Dynamax move, Max Guard. We do this to block her signature move, G-Max Renaissance, which sets up a Reflect. She then uses a Max Geyser, setting up the rain, and we follow it up with a strong body slam. We then get hit by a rain boosted Max Geyser, leaving us only on 26 HP when we finish her off with one last body slam, getting us one step closer to the Pokemon League. Right after the gym, we have another battle against Hop, which we win in a really tilting way. We are in the snowy part of the map, so it heals in battle. The biggest part of this battle, we're sleeping and let the heal do its job. After a whopping 10 minutes, we claim victory and travel to Route 9. Once here, we encounter those loud weirdos again. But wait, that's that doctor again. Alright, we've got to make it up with him, so we beat the loud weirdos, and as trophy we steal his floating devices and make a run for it. We then arrive at a closed gate. Morning calls us over and we have another rival battle. We are really strong at the moment, so this battle isn't really an issue. We destroy our team with only a few body slams, and next up is our 7th gym against Pierce. We can't enter the gym because we only have one Pokemon and there's a forced double battle in here. To solve this problem, we go back to one of the early routes and we catch a Magikarp. It only knows the move Splash, so it won't have much influence on the battle. After having beaten what felt like an army of those loud weirdos, we finally come to the end of this gym, the battle against Pierce. We've leveled up just a bit to make sure we've got a chance to win. On level 69, nice, we have our first go. We start off against the Scrafty, which we paralyze with Body Slam. We then set up our stockpiles while he paralyzes 2 of the 3 turns. We got hit with a Sand attack though, so some attacks will miss from now on. He paralyzes again, and we take advantage of that and finish him off with 2 Body Slams. Next up is his Obstagoon, and we start off with 2 body slams. We hit him once while he uses Obstruct, lowering our defense by 2 stages. Knowing this, we had to avoid this move, so we keep using Counter to attack last. We both had this idea though, so this battle took pretty long. Because we have rest, we won the stalling game, and with just a few counters of his Throat Chop, we take him down. His next Pokemon is Malamar. We try to power through with Body Slam, but he survives on a sliver of HP. He then uses Night Slash to take us down to 10 HP and we rest up to full health again. He tries to take me down, but we wake up and we finish him with a well placed counter. His final Pokemon is Skuntank and we immediately get poisoned. We leave him paralyzed though, so he's really slow now. We then try another Body Slam, thinking we're faster, but he uses the priority move Sucker Punch and hits me first, taking us down to 60 HP. We miss our attack and we then get hit by poison, leaving us on 36 HP, and we do the move Rest. Because Sucker Punch only hits the targets that use an attack move on him, we have to stall it out. He uses Screech a couple times, so our defenses are getting dangerously low. When we finally took all of his Sucker Punch power points, we take him down with one more Body Slam, giving us our 7th gym badge. We then do some more raids to get a few more EXP candies, and we get the TM for Dig because we will need it in the incoming gym battle. We then head back to Hammerlock and we start our final gym challenge. We lose once and we then come back at level 74 and beat them easily. I don't think Ryan is going to be just as easy though, and I really think we will need some more levels for that, but let's see how it went. We start off against his Flygon and Gigalith, and we almost take his Gigalith down, but we take a super effective body press and go down by the Sandstorm. This fight is really tough because of the 2v1, so we have to get a lot stronger. We come back on level 82, and this time we are able to take down his Flygon, but we still aren't strong enough. On level 85 however, we get this run. We immediately Dynamax Skirt and we get hit by a Breaking Swipe, lowering our attack and taking down our Magikarp. We follow that up by a Max Strike to take down his Flygon, and he then sends out his Sandaconda. On the next turn we use Max Quake and we one-shot his Gigalith. Next up is his ace Duraludon. We get hit by a Max Knuckle and we hit him back with another Max Quake for a good chunk of his health. We then get hit by an attack boosted Max Knuckle, which we survive on 2 HP. We then use Dig to finish him off, and we get insanely lucky because Sandaconda used Protect instead of finishing me off, and the Sandstorm subsided, so we survive. We then use Rest and we get all our health back. He tries to whittle me down, but we paralyze him with Body Slam, and we then finish him off with 2 last Body Slams, claiming our 8th and final gym badge. We head straight through Route 10 and we arrive in Winden. We don't waste any time here and we rush to the stadium. We have the last 2 battles for the gym challenge here, and the first is against Marnie. We win it easily because Skirt is a really high level now. The same goes for Hub. We are just too strong at the moment and we take him down as well. Next up is the Rose Tower. We get to the top without a problem, and the battle against Oleana wasn't hard either. It's nice to have some easy fights, but I think I will have a lot more trouble in the league. We gear up and prepare for a battle against Nessa. We're going to beat her easily, but wait, who's that? Oh no, not Beat again. He's probably mad that we've called him Bidoof. But because he's mad, he doesn't have his head in the game and we beat him easily. We can finally begin on our final challenge, the Elite Four. First up is Nessa. As expected, she wasn't really an issue, and we again had an easy fight. I can't say the same about the battle against Alistar though. We choose to forget Body Slam and we learn Seed Bomb instead. We start off against his Dusknoir and we begin with 3 stockpiles, and after a few Seed Bombs and Digs, we finally take him down. His next Pokemon is Chandelure. We get burned right off the bat and we use Dig to take his HP down to yellow. We then use another Dig to finish him off. Next up is his Poltegeist, and we start with Rest to reset the burn. We then make the mistake of Dynamaxing while we're asleep and lose 1 max turn. After that, we one-shot him with Max Quake, giving us a +1 in special defense. His 4th Pokemon is Cursula, but we one-shot it with Max Quake, giving us another boost in special defense. He then sends out his last Pokemon, Gengar. We choose to rest up while he tries to take us down with 3 max Ooze. When we finally wake up, we take him down with 1 last dig. Next up is another battle against Ryan, but this time it's a 1v1. We start off with a dig for a ton of damage, and he uses Yawn, and we stack up our stockpiles when we wake up. We then rest up and we then take him down with 2 more digs. His second Pokemon is Turtonator, which we one-shot with Max Quake. He then sends out his Gura, which we one-shot with another Max Quake. Flygon comes next, and we use Max Overgrowth, leaving a grassy terrain. We then rest up and take him down with a final Seed Bomb. We then face his Duraludon again, and he starts off with a Max Knuckle Spam. We use Dig to dodge his second one and do a lot of damage with it. We get hit by the third, and we finish him off with 1 more dig. Our next battle is against Chairman Rose. This battle is going to be really tough because of his steel types. He leads off with his Escavalier, and we immediately Dynamax Skirt. We then use Max Quake twice to finish him off and give me a +2 in special defense. He then sends out his Ferrothorn, and we use our last Max Quake for a good chunk of his health. He hits us with a super effective Body Press, and we then use Crunch to take him down. Next up is his Klinklang. We use this Pokemon to set up our stockpiles. We also rest up a few times and take his HP down to yellow with Crunch. He then finishes himself off with a few Wild Charges. His fourth Pokemon is Berserker, and we use Dig for a ton of damage. He then lowers my defense with Screech, and we take him down with 1 more dig. He's down to his last Pokemon, Copperajah. Because we're faster, we use Dig and dodge his Max Mindstorm. We land a crit on the following turn, taking him down to a sliver of HP. We get hit with a Max Quake, and we finish him off with 1 last dig, claiming our victory against Elite Four. We then head up to the top of the building to face Eternatus. We totally beat it on our first attempt, and we definitely didn't white out a few times. We caught it, and now we're on to the battle against Leon. Alright, this is the moment we've been waiting for. The final battle against the champion. He starts off with his Aegislash, and we try to set up here because I didn't know about the Sacred Sword yet. We do eventually take him down, but we get easily beaten by his Hexorus. We've got to get stronger. We try a bunch of different strategies, but they all seem to fail. On attempt 11, we try out a new strategy with leftovers. We are level 95 now, and here's how it went. Against his Aegislash, we start off with 1 stockpile, so we won't hit his King Shield. We then Dynamax and hit a huge Max Quake, but he survives on 1 HP. He then hits me with a Sacred Sword, and he uses a full restore. It doesn't save him though, and we finish him off with another Max Quake. His second Pokemon is Hexorus again. He does a bit of damage with Outrage, but we one-shot him with a critical Max Quake, which means our special defense is on +3 now. Next up is his Dragapult, and he lands a critical Dragon Breath, which paralyzes me as well. We use another stockpile and then rest up to neglect his Paralyze. We max out our stockpiles when we wake up, and we take him down with 2 last crunches. He then sends out his Mr. Rime, which is sort of a glass cannon. He can hit really hard, but because of our boosted special defense, he's pretty useless. We take him down with just 2 crunches. His fifth Pokemon is Inteleon, and he starts off with Tearful Look, dropping my attack and special attack. We crunch him in return for a bit of damage. He then uses another Tearful Look, dropping both of my attacking stats by another point. We then get insanely lucky, and we take him down with a critical crunch. Up next is his supposed to be unbeatable Charizard against my cute squirrel. He leads off with a Max Airstream, doing a bit of damage and raising his speed. We then use Dig and dodge his second Max Airstream, which he follows up with a Max Rockfall, setting up a Sandstorm, which we answer with a low damage Crunch. The next few turns we trade off some damage with Fire Blast and Crunches. He survives with 2 HP and we rest up just to be safe. When we finally wake up, we take him down with one less crunch, putting us in the Hall of Fame and beating this challenge. Wow, I had so much fun playing this challenge. I hope you enjoyed watching it as well. If you did, please let me know in the comments. And if you didn't, please let me know as well, so I can improve on it. If you do want to see more, please consider subscribing, because in 2 weeks on Sunday, 3 o'clock, I will have a Gibble only run for you guys. Thanks for watching and be safe.